Dodging and burning gives you the power to control the light in your photograph, but it's nothing new. It's been around since before digital photography. I'm going to share with you a non-destructive method that will really help your photograph pop. I'm Andres Perez, and to learn about the tips, techniques, and technology that help you improve your photography, make sure to ring the bell after you subscribe. Now, personally, I don't like to create shadows or light that weren't already there. I just like to accentuate it. So what I use is known as local dodge and burn, which really gives you the ability to control only the areas that you want. Now for this, what we do is we come down here to create new fill or adjustment layer, and we're going to add a curves layer. So make sure you're already on top. That way it goes above that. So I like to create the burn first. So what I do is I bring it down one stop. We click up here where it says curves, and then we invert. Then I'll come to layer and I'll rename it as burn. Okay. We do the same thing, curves, but this one we go up, a stop, invert, and we name this one dodge. Then what I like to do is select both, then Control G to make it into a group. And I can rename that as dodge and burn. Boom. Okay. So, up to you which one you like to choose first. Usually what I do is I brighten the eyes. In this case, I don't think I need to. She has pretty light eyes already. It's a brighter picture. There's not much shadow on there. So I don't think I have to do that. But what we'll do is, let's zoom in. Let's do 150. Let's start with the dodging. We're going to make this smaller. Oh, so what I'm going to do, choose my brush tool. Ooh, going to make that a lot smaller. And we're actually going to zoom in even further, 200. So before I do this, let me show you something. What we can also do is create a black and white layer. And we can reduce this a little bit just so it's easier to see. So the reason I'm doing this is because it makes it easier to see the shadows versus without it. Sometimes you just get so accustomed to the light, to the different colors. So one thing I'm going to definitely tell you is up here where it says flow, you're going to want to bring that down. Depending on how heavy you're going to go on it, you can do a little higher. I like to keep it at probably like 2%, maybe 3. Like I said, you can go higher if you're going to go hard, because if you go 100%, this is basically what we're doing. We created a layer, and remember the dodging made it brighter. So if I were to paint, basically we're painting this, right? Make sure it's on white, by the way, because there's a black layer. When we paint white, it's going to reveal what's there. So just an example, if I were to paint, as you can see, it's showing everything, right? I'm going to show you without this. That does not look good. It does not look good at all. So we're going to Control Z that. So instead, you reduce it. Let's do 3%. You reduce it that way, what you're doing. Oops. So see, yeah, it's on white. So this way, when you're doing it, it's not as heavy. Yeah, you guys spend a little bit more time there. But this way keeps it looking more natural. I'm not trying to get rid of this shadowy area completely. All I'm doing is just reducing it a bit. And I'm going to go a little bit heavier here on this line. Okay, so let me show you. This is what we did. So this is what it looked like before. This is what it looks like now. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So here I know I'm going to go a little heavier. But first before I do that, I'm going to do this area at 1%. Because I'm not trying to get rid of the shadow. I'm just trying to brighten it a little bit so it brings less attention. There we go. That's much better. And I'm going to go a little heavier. Okay, so before and after. Helper, black and white, color layer. So it looks pretty good. Maybe it's a little bright there, but it just looks like it's part of her makeup. So now, let's check it out. 70%. So that's what it's looking like. So what I like to do for burn, it's usually in the hair. I like to add some contrast there. So for that, actually, let's do 4%. Make it bigger. So let me show you an example here. Let's see. Okay, so I like this little area right here. I'm going to darken it. I like this little area right here. I can darken this area more. Okay, so that should be enough for me to show you. So it's hard to tell after the fact, but before, after. See, this just creates some depth to that hair. Maybe a little bit more here. So if you could click on it and hold down the Alt button, you can see what you did. These are the areas that you burn in this case. This is the dodging area. And then you just control and click again to go back to normal. But like I said, normally I would go into the eyes, but she has really light eyes. It's a bright picture, so it's really capturing. But what we could do is, let's zoom in. I'm going to show you. What we could do is, even though I'm pretty happy with the brightness level, you see these catch lights? What we can do is we can brighten that catch light a little bit more to really show it off. So this is what we did. Right here, those catch lights. It's before, is after. So it might look like too much, but look at that. Before, after. So that's definitely going to be a personal choice. I think we're going to burn a little bit more here. There, a little bit here. Maybe a bit there. And of course you can brighten parts of the hair too to make it pop out. Like right here, this little strand, we can dodge that. We can dodge this. Right here. So see, this just really creates a little bit more depth. So this before, after. Alright, so before we dodged, we burned. Now, because you stuck all the way till the end of the video, I want to give you a little free gift. In the description below, you'll find a link to an action. And what that is, it's basically a time saver. It's going to help you set up this dodging and burning with a click of a button. That way, instead of you setting up the curves layer and all that, just click the button and you're ready to go. Now, if you want to learn how to set up your own actions, then just click here to learn